My childhood memories are not made of stories, but of stories. A long time ago, 28 years ago to be exact, there was a young German lady who's working as a kindergarten teacher. She loves her job but feels like there's something missing in her life. And she told herself one day, I want to change the world and I want to travel. So she went to a country called the Philippines. She didn't have many clothes to bring, but she has a lot of stories to tell. There she found herself in a very remote area, near the sea, far from the city, near from the high mountains and far from the tall buildings that she was used to. Everything is different. Everybody looks different. Her job was to put their spoken language into written, because they speak a very unfamiliar language. And with a great, great job ahead of her, she decided she's going to find a co-worker to help her. And so she did. Not long after, her co-worker got married. But she and her husband find it difficult to have a child. So what they do, they decided to adopt a child. The child they adopted turned out to be one of the cutest girls in the whole village. Everybody adored her. But unfortunately, German lady was disappointed because the girl was growing up quite naughty. Who can't even sit down to listen to one of her stories. Until one day, her co-worker needs to go to the city along with her husband, leaving the child to the German lady. And so this very, very happy-go-lucky child became so lonely. And so, to cheer up the child, the German lady asked her, do you want some chocolates? No, I don't want chocolates. Do you want to play some toys? No, I don't want to play some toys. I want my mom. And then the child ran to the farthest corner of the house. And then she cried. And she was crying. And after that, the lady went to her again. Do you want to hear a story? And the child immediately said, yes, I want to hear the story. So she picked a big book and handed it to the child. And the child was flipping over the book. And she read a title, Hansel und Gretel. Oh, I want this one. And so the German lady told her a story about a boy and a girl who was lost in the middle of the forest and found a house made of bread, of chocolates, of cakes, and all the tasty sweets that you could ever imagine. And like a morning sun rising above the mountains, the face of the child began to brighten. And from that moment on, the child always go to the lady's room and knocked and asked her to tell her another story. And every day she'd do that. And of course, the lady told her stories after stories, and the child began to grow up listening to her stories. And soon became the storyteller herself. But that was not the end of the story. After long years of working, finally, the German lady finished her job and left the country. And so this young girl, now turned to be a young lady, was again lonely. She didn't have the time and the chance to tell her how she really admires her and how grateful she was for her. And so after finishing college, this young lady went to another country and sets to find her long-lost storyteller friend. And do you know what country she found her? Do you know what's the country? Thailand! Right! The storyteller, the now old storyteller, is in Thailand. It was Christmas time. And in the far, far north of Chiang Mai, in a small house, in a small town, An old German lady was sitting in her rocking chair, sipping her old favorite raspberry tea. Beside her was a candle lighted, giving the place a very peaceful Christmassy feeling. Then suddenly, she heard a sound from her laptop. Somebody sent her an email. Who could that be? And at this time of the year? So she went and opened her laptop. And then she read the title, An Unexpected Letter from an Unexpected Friend. From the Philippines, she exclaimed. And so she read the letter. And as she read the letter, tears flowed in her eyes. And this is what she read. Dear Ate, this is an unexpected letter from your co-worker's daughter a long time ago back in the Philippines. Good evening. It's been 6 or 7 years since I last saw you in Zambales. I don't know if you could still remember Tagalog, so I decided to write you in English. I think I was in my 3rd year high school when you left our country to continue your missionary work outside. After my high school graduation, I went to Manila to study and finally finished a degree in music education. Now, I am here in Bangkok. Tonight is Christmas Eve, and I remember back then, before Christmas, we were making small gifts to put inside our matchboxes. And when December comes, every day I look forward to open each boxes till I get the big gift on Christmas Eve, just like now. I also remember the nights when I come to your room and ask you to read me some stories from your book, which is all written in German. You were the only best storyteller I've ever known. Do you remember the day when I had watched the movie 101 Dalmatians? When you tell me the stories of each dog, I know at the back of my mind that sometimes you were just making your own stories for each dog. But I still enjoyed it. When the only game I know was hide and seek, you introduced to me card games like Blitz and Uno. We played Jenga, tangos, and also my favorite puzzles together. But most of all, I cannot forget the times when you clear your table and ask me to get my flute, my first instrument. And for an hour, you teach me how to play it. And from then on, music has always been a part of my life. It is from you where I first learned to appreciate music, learned to value food and enjoy life. Jams, chocolates, and prunes became my favorites because of you. I didn't expect to write this long to you but you were one of those few people who made my childhood memories memorable. And in this Christmas Eve, as I used to open my big gift, I open my big heart for you and give you my big thanks. I pray that God would bless you, your family, and all the people around you. You've lived a long life and have dedicated it all to the lives of others. You have left a set of footprints in my life unconsciously. And all I can say to you is lako asalamat. Thank you. I don't know how to repay your kindness except in doing the same thing to my students. To tell them stories that might change their lives like what happened to me. And with so much love and respect, I say thanks again, Joan. P.S. You may think you haven't changed the world at all, but you have changed my world.